Youngstown City Schools has a new reconfiguration plan that will consolidate its high schools and middle schools by 2027. Last night, school board members, they met and brought a mixed response to the plan. A lot of folks got to ask questions in the public meeting. Superintendent Jeremy Batchelor joins me now with more on how he would like to structure the district over the next 2 years. So thank you for being right here at 5.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yes, let's start off with this consolidation plan.
Okay.
What is the focus? You heard from the public last night. There was some pushback, maybe some of it was support or curiosity as well.
Yeah.
So kind of a mixed response. Why do you think it's necessary to do this now?
Well, and I don't mean too optimistic, but I really feel like, yes, last night was mostly positive. And even those who had concerns were legit concerns that we've actually thought about. When we have our town halls, we'll address, but I felt really good leaving last night because it showed our community is engaged and really is wanting to know where we're going, and everything was pretty positive when we left. So the configuration plan, though, will have our high schools be one high school, except for our early college, which will still exist. Then we'll have one middle school that will still take place, and then we'll have our early college middle school as well. So really just consolidating our resources. Really what we need to do is, our population is shrinking in Youngstown and pretty much across the country, and especially in urban areas. But so we're going to one high school. Our population will still be right at 1,000 students.
Okay.
And then our middle school, we're going to be right at 800 students. And so the buildings and facilities that we have can house those students and accommodate for some reasonable, realistic growth. So we're excited about utilizing the facilities that we already have, not having to go back to the taxpayers and ask for any money to try to build something. If we could, that would be nice to have a centrally located place, but that's just not the reality of where we are, and we have facilities that we can use.
And how does this plan differ from some of the previous attempts, or the ways that you looked at it before? Is it a little bit different?
I would say it's a little bit different because we are truly, to me, embracing who we are, embracing the fact that our population is shrinking and that we should have one high school. And I know some people that were here, like myself, that grew up here, and there was a time when we had 5 or 6 high schools. Some folks still kind of want to go back to those nostalgic days, and the reality is that's not who we are as a community anymore. It's not who we're going to be, and we need to focus on what we have and then make sure our kids have the best opportunities. And I look at districts like Warren 30 years ago, and other districts that are about our size that have become the one high school and become very powerful in what they offer young people, academically, number one. But then athletically, we're going to be able to offer some things that maybe we haven't been able to offer, and put all of our resources together to really do what's best for our kids. Now,
what will this mean for staff? Are you looking at potential job cuts, administrative cuts as well, because you won't have as many buildings to oversee?
So we've been on a 3-year plan of resource allocation anyway, okay, so this even outside of this. But having said that, as we reduce our footprint, there obviously will be a need sometimes possibly to reduce, but we are really hoping that a lot of that is going to take place through attrition. A lot has already happened. Recently there's been some change at the state level where retirement, you can get full retirement for teachers at 32 years. Same thing with our ASME employees. So we're hoping that we can still maintain or pretty much a levels of staffing based on what we have. But if there are those individuals that need to maybe retire, then I would encourage them to do that so that they don't miss out on anything, because sometimes people are working and they're paying the government to work, to be honest with you. But having said that, we don't anticipate like a slashing of staff.
Okay.
We still have the same number of students, we just under one roof.
In the meeting last night, it was mentioned expanding programs. Can you elaborate on what programs that means? Is that academic, or would you say that's the more extracurricular, technical?
I would say both. I mean, but particularly what we're looking at is career technical education. That is definitely Choffin is a crown jewel of our district, and we want to expand the opportunity for young people. We're going to ask all of our juniors and seniors to pick a program starting next year. Right now, about 80% of those do that already.
Oh.
And so we want to expand so we have enough programs for everybody. But then if they don't want to go to Choffin, then they have the opportunity to take place in college and career, college credit plus classes, which has always been a part of our district, if they meet the qualifications to do so. So we just want to offer everything, and then we'll be able to do it all under one roof at the high school level.
And you said cosmetology is very popular.
Cosmetology is very popular.
Okay.
We're encouraging our young ladies and young men. That's something we've actually looked at barbering, and we're planning some things. Some of those things are in the planning stages, but we probably are going to double the cosmetology program.
Oh, wow. Now, obviously, at the heart of all of this, people are looking at what are the best ways that the district can also serve the community. Do you expect to offer more wraparound services, even health care on site? I know up at the Warren City Schools, they've got the new, rec center with Akron Children's partnered with them. What are you exploring in that arena?
Well, I would say that, first of all, we already have a lot of wraparound services in the district. We have our own social services department. Every building has its own social worker. We have folks that handle our homeless population, McKinney-Vento, social workers, counselors working together. We do a lot of things to support our families and our scholars. This is just going to allow us to be a little more streamlined in what we do, and then enhance as we see needs that continue to pop up. We'll do that. We used to have clinics in our building. We have full-time nurses in every building. And so we provide a good opportunity to make sure our kids are healthy. Yeah. So I feel like we already do a pretty good job with wraparound services. Just now about streamlining to make sure everybody knows their role, and then we all do that. Yeah,
one of the speakers last night at the podium that spoke said teamwork, and so
absolutely
kind of reminds me of that. Well, I really appreciate you joining us right here at 5. Superintendent Batchelor, thank you for your time, and we'll watch to see this process as it plays out and as you work on the final steps.
All right. Thank you.